Urgent. Something real just shifted around the quarterback room at Hollis Hall. Quiet phone calls. Calendar blocks moving, and a decision window you don't see unless you're watching the patterns. This isn't noise. It's the kind of movement that tells you the front office is weighing culture, depth, and leverage all at once. If you care about how January football is built in September, you're going to want every second of this. Here's the pulse from inside. Meetings got tighter. Evaluations got sharper, and the margins started to matter more than the headlines. When a staff begins timing reps in heartbeats instead of minutes, it's because something is on the table. The question isn't if the Bears will act. It's what's the smartest version of acting right now. With a roster trying to grow the right way around a franchise quarterback, promise up front. I'm going to walk you through exactly why this week is different, how the QB depth chart stacks up after 4 weeks of real evidence, what the staff truly values in its QB2, how special teams and protection inform the entire conversation, what the market looks like for that role across the league, and what this could mean for draft capital, practice reps, and the message to the locker room. No spoilers yet. Just a full map. Welcome back to Bears News Fan Report. Hit subscribe, tap the bell, and drop a like so more Chicago diehards get this breakdown in time. We do this together with clear eyes. Let's go to work. Introduction. The Bears are building something that wins with routine, not miracles, situational football, disciplined edges, a run game that travels, and a passing script designed to grow with the young star under center. That foundation makes every role around him more important, not less. And it puts a spotlight on the second most important job on any NFL roster. The next man up at quarterback, the guy who steadies a week, a quarter, a drive. Tyson Bagent's story fits Chicago. Undrafted fight. Quick processor, toughness in the pocket, and a calm that your huddle feels before the ball is snapped. He's been a stabilizer when called on, a live arm who can run the offense and keep the plane level in turbulence. Coaches value the reps he gives the defense every week, the detail on scout team looks, the readiness to jump in when the headset crackles and the game speeds up. But the calculus for a QB2 is never static. It's part development plan, part insurance policy, part asset management. You weigh the cost of holding versus the value of flipping. You weigh how many game plan reps your starter needs against the benefit of keeping a gamer ready behind him. You weigh how a locker room sees the move because players know exactly who can run a 2-minute drill on a cold night when a season is on the line. Across the league, injuries and performance swings are already reshuffling boards. A few teams with playoff-level rosters have a problem they can't hide. They need steadier QB play while their main guy heals or resets. That's when calls go out for players who are pro-ready, cap-friendly, and respected in their rooms. Bagent checks boxes. Young enough to grow. Experienced enough to survive a blitz package. Wired to keep the offense on schedule. Inside Hollis Hall, the staff's priorities haven't changed. Protect the starter, protect the ball, and protect the culture. That last part is huge. You don't just hand a huddle to anybody. You do it to someone who's banked trust in Wednesday to Friday work, who communicates clean protections, who lines up motion without burning timeouts, who can throw the gotta-have-it-stick route on 3rd and 5. That's why this week feels surgical, not sensational. All right, this is where we move from context to the update you came for. Paragraph 10, as promised. The Bears have taken multiple incoming calls on Tyson Bagent and are actively evaluating what an offer would need to look like to justify moving their QB2 during the season. The framework being discussed around the league is straightforward. Late-round draft capital with conditions tied to snaps and team results, balanced against Chicago's confidence in its internal depth and the weekly needs of the starter. Here's what that really means. Chicago is not shopping Bagent in a fire sale. They're doing what good teams do listening. If a club with a winning defense and a shaky quarterback situation decides a controlled, quick-learning backup can steady them, you can see how a conditional day 3 pick or a pair of them spread over 2 drafts becomes real. The Bears weigh that against the cost of losing a player who knows the system and has lived fire experience in it. Compensation matters, but timing matters more. Mid-season QB moves are tricky. You don't just trade a name, you trade the ability to run. December Wednesday installs without burning your starter's legs. You trade the human being who takes scout team shells, who gives your defense honest looks, who saves a practice period from being wasted. That's why the threshold is higher than fans sometimes think. Draft chips are nice. Functional routine is priceless. There's also the depth chart chain reaction. If you move a QB2, someone's job changes in real time. The staff has to be confident that the next man in, whether it's a veteran in the room or a practice squad arm ready for elevation, can protect the offensive ask. That includes 2-minute tempo, 4-minute closeouts, silent counts on the road, and the humility to run the plays that win games now, not the plays that win press conferences. From a team-building standpoint, the upside of a disciplined move is obvious. You convert surplus into future picks without sacrificing Sundays. The risk is equally clear. One awkward hit, one helmet check, and your contingency plan becomes the plan. The Bears have built this season on adult decisions. This one is as adult as it gets. That's why the conversation is ongoing, not rushed. And it ties directly to how the front office wants to be seen in the league, measured, opportunistic, and loyal to the locker room's truth. If they hold, it says they value routine and continuity as much as assets. If they deal, it says they trust their development pipeline and will reinvest the pick into a spot that tilts matchups. Either way, it's strength, not panic. There's a human layer too. Bagent has earned respect in this city. His journey resonates with every undrafted kid fighting for a badge on his helmet. Updates like this aren't about moving on. They're about recognizing value of the player, of the room, of the moment. If a door opens that's good for the player and the club, you at least look through it. If it doesn't, you close it and play ball. Now I want to hear from you before we land this plane. If a team calls with a conditional late pick for Bagent, do you take it or hold? Do you value the weekly practice stability more than the future draft chip? And if you did make a move, who's your trusted QB2 for the next 8 weeks, veteran steadiness or young upside? Drop your take below. You know this team as well as anyone reading a spreadsheet. My view. Short and clean, I keep Bagent unless a conditional package clearly beats the value of a stable QB2 for this specific roster right now. Development, routine, and trust are worth more than a random late pick unless the staff believes the next man can handle. Sunday night with the lights hot. And to be crystal clear, this is informed speculation based on the signals around the building, not an official team announcement.